Here's my first video on this Luke Skywalker AMT model kit. This is just like the Han Solo one that I've been working on. Here's the Han Solo box so you can get an idea what it is. And these came out in 95, 96, somewhere around there. This kit I got off of eBay, and I think it was like less than $10 with shipping included, so it was pretty good. It didn't come with the box, so I think I saved some money that way. And these pop up a lot, and I thought the Luke would be fun to try. He's not quite as a good model as the other one, and here's what I got so far. It was all unassembled, but I had glued it together, and we had some problems on his arm. It matched. I think that's where the arm's supposed to be. It's a little hard to tell. But you can see the seam there. There's a little gap there too. You might be able to notice. So it isn't like seamless like the Han Solo one, which is unfortunate. So I don't know if I'm gonna fill this in with putty or not. You can see the creases in the shirt. They sort of match. I think I got it in the general area. It was kind of hard to line up. For the head, it was pretty good. You can see there's a gap on his right side, so that's kind of bad. It doesn't fit too good. It was kind of hard to glue that in there too, but I got it in there. So from kind of far away, you can still notice that gap there, which sucks. But so but that'll be really hard to fill in, I think, and sand down. The arm would be easier. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. His other arm is really horrible. You could see here it didn't even fit on the outside. It's like shrank in on itself. So I just glued it with inside the little area, which you're probably not supposed to do. It almost looks like that's how it's supposed to be. It kind of looks like the prequels where Anakin and Obi-Wan had a kind of overcoat. But I think in the movie he was wearing, it's like a robe almost, so I think it's supposed to be more like this side. So I don't know what to do. That would be a lot of putty or Bondo or something to fill that in with. I don't really have any of that stuff around right now. I've been kind of cleaning and doing things, so I don't really know where my putty is, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that, or I might just paint it and just say screw it, because it's kind of unfortunate how it turned out. But the hand fit on there okay. Here's a lightsaber that came with it. Pretty cool. It's just clear. It isn't really that long of a saber though. You can see it's kind of a short sword. And then other parts of it, the waist really didn't fit together well. You can see here there's a giant gap between where it's supposed to match up, and it really matches up there. I've seen some things people kind of heat it up, and then you can bend it, but the hot water on my faucet isn't hot enough for some reason. And I didn't feel like boiling water, and I don't know if it would set right, and so I don't know. I didn't really care too much about the back of the figure anyway, so I kind of set it to the front. You can see here the big gap difference. That's not very acceptable. It looks like it would have to kind of tweak both sides. Like the top part is kind of expanded and the bottom part is shrunk. This is a lot worse than the Han Solo one. You can see it on his waist too, but it kind of matches up a little bit better there. On the bottom part to the knees are all one piece, which is nice. Then you had to put the bottom of his legs on at the knee. And this side fit okay, but I'm having some trouble on his other side, so it fell off there, but you can see right up and through him. So but it holds pretty well because it's used super glue on it, and it's really not going to fall apart. So it's got a lot of details in his hands. You can see, I know the light isn't the best right now, but I don't feel like bringing in my other light. Maybe I will for when I paint it and everything, but so there's a lot of details, so it'll be fun to paint it at least. But we'll see. Here's just he has a lot of his hands look kind of scrawny too. Like, I don't know if he needs to eat some more Wheaties or something before he goes and fights the Empire. But it's nice. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the saber clear or not. Might try to like ghost it or something, or glaze it with some blue, but it looks nice. I think there was more details on his belt in the movie. He just has like a regular belt, and kind of around that area there isn't that many details. So yeah, I could try to look up the movie references and see what he had. Maybe I could make some little different scraps of plastic on there just to give it something else. The pose looks a little weird too. The Han Solo one I thought was better. He's kind of holding it in a weird way. It almost looks like he's in school and he's like the professor and he's pointing at the chalkboard or something, and instead of fighting. But it'd be nice if you had that, like that first pose where he's kind of reaching to the stars with both hands. That'd have been a lot more interesting, but can't do much about it, I guess. But I was thinking if you could move his left arm and then have it like he's reaching that way too, but it didn't look like it was going to work too well.